Hey everybody, welcome back to another vlog. It has been crazy. So I got back from GVE a couple of days ago, which was Game Vid Expo, which was in Atlanta, and it was hosted in part by High Res, who is doing a Smite tournament that weekend, which is actually pretty awesome. I'll get to that in a second. But for once, I had no TSA problems. However, for the first time ever in my history of flying, I overslept, and not by like a little bit. I woke up 45 minutes before I was supposed to board my plane. So I lucked out, and I had already packed everything. I'm prepared. I'm not a last minute planner. So I had packed everything the night before, and I had all my stuff ready to go. So literally I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I was brushing my teeth and like putting shoes on. I think I wore like sweatpants or whatever I like had gone to bed into the airport. So I was like brushing my teeth and putting my shoes on. And I get my suitcase, it's already all packed. I don't put makeup on and nothing. Like literally brush my teeth and I walk out the door. And of course I had an AM flight, which meant I hit rush hour. Normally the airport is about a 20-25 minute drive on the way to the airport. And because it was rush hour, obviously it was like stopped at one point completely. So I'm sitting there like just like shaking my leg, holding my steering wheel, like I have to go, like we have to do this, we have to get going. So I call the airline and I'm telling them like, hey, I might be late. Can we go ahead and just put me on the next flight so I don't have to like feel like I'm gonna vomit the entire way to the airport because I'm gonna miss my flight? And they were like, well, we can. It's gonna cost you $1,400. And I was like, say what? So what if I just miss my flight? And they said, well, then you just get put on standby on the next one and there's no charge. So I was like, well, I guess I'll risk it. So I call my dad, and I'm talking to my dad on Bluetooth, of course. I'm talking to my dad, and he's like telling me, like, okay, according to Google, there's traffic here. Here's how you can get there. Here's where you should park to avoid having to take a shuttle. So he's like walking me through strategically how to get through the airport. And I turn into the parking garage, and I get this overwhelmingly sinking feeling in my chest. And I realize I have left my driver's license at home. So for those of you who aren't used to like the way the US TSA works, or maybe you're younger and you haven't had to travel that much, you have to have a valid ID, whether it's a driver's license or a passport or something that shows your name and your ID so they can verify that you are actually the person who's supposed to be flying. So I realize I've left my ID. Now the reason for that is a very valid reason. The last time I had flown, since I had just gotten home like a week before, I have my backpack that has like my work laptop, and then I have my suitcase, and then I have my purse. Well, I had to put my purse in my backpack because you're only allowed to have 2 bags. So when I had gone through security, instead of digging through my backpack to get to my purse, to get to my wallet, to put my ID away, I had just put it in one of the little pouches in my backpack. Well, when I had woken up late to leave the airport, I saw my backpack and thought, well, I don't need my work laptop because I'll be able to do everything that I need mobile, and everything that I need for like presentations has already been emailed down to the coordinators at GVE. So I don't have a reason to take my work laptop with me. So I'm just gonna leave my backpack, just take my purse, lighter luggage, whatever, it'll be fine. So my ID had still been in the pouch of my backpack because I had just forgotten that it wasn't there. And I don't like buy alcohol or anything, so it's not like I had to get my ID out and would remember, hey, you don't have it. So I get this sinking feeling in my chest. I'm like, I don't have my ID. They're not gonna let me fly. I'm gonna have to drive all the way back home, and I'm definitely gonna miss my flight. And I remember that recently, the state that I live in changed the way that you get your driver's license, where you used to just go in with an expired license or a nearly expired license. They would take a new picture and they would instantly hand you your ID. Well, now there's a 10-day waiting period, and what you get in the 10 days is a piece of paper that looks like, I mean, I wish I could show you. It looks like I printed it at home and made it in like a Word document. It's so fake looking, but that's your like official ID for 10 days until you get your actual ID. Well, I had to travel in the meantime, and knowing that TSA hates me, I was like, there's no way they're gonna take this piece of paper that looks like I printed it off at home. So I'm gonna carry my expired license with me, which I had gotten them to give me back, but they'd stamped a hole in it that said void. Like the driver's license says it's a voided license. so that I could have double identification that shows like the state has actually verified, like, look, it's me, hi, and here's my paper ID, and here's my expired ID, and here's the situation. So once that had happened, I kept that expired ID in my wallet because I just never had taken it out. As this story clearly tells, I am very forgetful sometimes. And so what happened was that I remembered I still have this expired ID in my wallet. Let me see if they will just happen to let me through with this ID. Like, let me just see. I have like 10 minutes. I have to get in. I have to get through security. I have to get on my flight. So we're just going to try it. Worst case, I got to go home anyways. So I get in. TSA, I kid you not, lets me through. No problem. She looks at me and I was like, I lost my ID. I don't have it. And she was like, no problem. Here you go. I went through the scanner. I didn't get pulled aside. Nothing. Like, I got to the gate and I was like, I feel like I'm dreaming because I woke up late. I got stuck in traffic. I parked. I forgot my like legitimate ID. There's no reason I should be on this flight right now. There's no, like, for all of the horrible experiences that I had, if I had to go through all of those to make up for this one awful experience, like, it was kind of worth it because I got on my flight. I got on my flight and then I got there and I didn't miss a connection. I had a connection that literally had 20 minutes. I got there in time. I walked to my gate. I got right on the plane. It took off on time. It landed on time. I got to the airport. Nothing got lost. It was absolutely amazing. It was amazing. I was like, this is why people travel. This is so pleasant and awesome. So then I get there and I call my brother and I was like, hey, here's what happened. I tell him the story. Can you please go home, get the ID, and overnight the ID to me so that I can have it and then I don't have trouble on the way home? He's like, no problem. He picks it up on Thursday. Friday morning, first thing, he takes it to FedEx and he's like, FedEx or UPS or whoever it was, I need to overnight this ID. I need it to be there tomorrow because she leaves on Monday and I know y'all don't deliver on Sundays. And so the guy's like, no problem, $32 to, like, literally it was like, you know, like a postcard, like my ID. It was $32. And so he's like, I got it. Here's your tracking number. I'm like, yes, this is going to be perfect. This is so awesome. And then Saturday rolls around. I go to the front desk. I'm like, I should have a package here. I totally should. And then they're like, we don't have a package for you. And I was like, the heck's going on? So I call my brother and he looks at the tracking ID and it says it's estimated for end of day Monday because they actually don't do overnight delivery. They do next day air. And apparently he had dropped it off like right when the truck had come to pick it up. So they weren't going to pick it up till later that afternoon, which meant it wasn't going to go out until Saturday. And since they don't deliver on Sunday, it was going to go out on Monday. So I, again, was without an ID on the way home, and I was like, I'm just gonna have to test it. Like, we'd even called and said, like, I've tracked my package. It's literally 10 miles away from my hotel in the sorting facility. Can I just drive there Monday morning and pick it up? Like, I will drive there. I have to get this, and they're like, we're sorry, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, you just have to wait for it to get to your destination, and they're gonna have to mail it to you. So then again, I ended up paying $25 more, and I got through security again, no problems. Thank you so much, TSA and Southern Hospitality, for being nice to me. And now I am still without an ID because it is again the weekend and it has not gotten here yet. So I have to travel again on Thursday, and I'm hoping that my ID is here in time. So if not, though, I do have a passport, which is a valid form of ID, so I will just have to bring my passport. So I'm not completely at a loss. I do have a passport. I just don't like to travel with a passport because that's like a very sensitive document. Like, passports are really hard to get. They're expensive, and I would just rather wait until I actually have to use it to go overseas. But worst case, I have a passport that I can travel with. But man, every time I feel like I have some kind of a crazy story for you guys, and I woke up late and I was like, here's the story. Like, this is the story that I am going to have to them about my travels and how crazy and awful it was. So now I've just ranted on for about 9 minutes about how that was my travel part of it. And I haven't even talked about the convention, which was amazing. I probably, hands down, content-wise, this is one of the coolest conferences and conventions that I've been to, specifically because a lot of the content was developed around helping people who wanted to either start YouTube, start Twitch channels, develop their Twitch channels, or game developers. How did you break into the gaming industry? So it was very, very good information for people who wanted to get into YouTube, into Twitch, into streaming, into content creation just in general. So it was really good from that perspective. I talked on a panel about leveraging YouTube channels and Twitch and how to kind of make the most out of both of those panels. I moderated one with Renee. Her Twitter is LOL Renee, Gassy Mexican, and I Am Spoon, and then Ernest Lee, who works for Twitch, about how to like get your name out there with Twitch and how to grow your channel initially after starting it up. So I did that. I did a panel on girls in gaming and how sometimes we face stereotypes and what that means, what that looks like, and how we deal with that on a daily basis, which was really awesome. I moderated another panel about breaking into the gaming industry. And that was really cool because I got to talk on that with a high-res employee who talked about how he got into the gaming industry back in the day when it was starting, when games like PC games were actually starting to come out. So that was really cool. And then I had my own panel, which was interesting. I got to do a Q&A with a lot of people and meet people, which was really fun and exciting. So I don't know, overall it was a really good week, and then I got to hang out with a bunch of people, Seth Bling, Good, Basherverse, I Am Spoon, Gassy Mexican, The Creatures. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone. Yeah, but it's, oh, and I did a thing on parody songs, a panel on parody and music videos. So it was really, really good. That was like the most I've ever talked at a convention, like content panel wise, but it was really, really good. So I would highly, highly recommend you guys go next year if you're able to. It was a really affordable convention for most people, and it was in Atlanta, which from what I understand, is not too difficult because it's a hub for Delta, I think. But yeah, it was really great. The weather was beautiful. I got to do some sightseeing. I went to the World of Coke. I got to see the aquarium. What else did we do while we were there? Oh, the Smite tournament by Hi-Rez had one of the Smite tournaments, which is one of the first competitive tournaments I've actually been to in person, and that was really cool. The environment there is full of adrenaline and people are excited, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on at those as well. And it got me really wanting to play some Smite. Like, I've played Dota before and I've talked about Dota in videos, but I've never actually gotten to play Smite. And watching the gameplay, it reminded me a lot of World of Warcraft, like that the view perspective, it's not first person, but it's not really third person. So that got me interested. And then, you know, from the MOBA perspective of like Dota, it looked really interesting as well. So maybe some Smite footage in the near future, who knows, but yeah, definitely something that I want to get into. So overall, it was a great convention. This week I'm off to PAX, so I'll be off at PAX, and then I'm home for 2 days, and then I'm off to Miami to hang out with Approaching Nirvana and record some stuff, secret projects. They're so fun. And also for those of you who donated from Extra Life, who hit that cap level, who are getting assigned CDs, we're gonna have those CDs all signed, and I'll have those ready to mail back. And I'll have one huge batch of anyone who sent me mail, which, by the way, thank you guys for the crazy haul that showed up at my P.O. box. That was epic and awesome. I did cry actually when I opened my P.O. box. I was like, oh, I saw people, they like me, and I had a moment. And the mailbox lady was like, I think you need a bigger P.O. box. And I was like, then I've changed my number. So we're gonna try to work and see what we can do with that. But yeah, so I'm gonna send out anyone who sent me postcards. I wrote a bunch of them on here. Somebody asked me to draw myself on a T-Rex. I posted that photo on Instagram. But yeah, so I'm now doing crazy quirky things on postcards that I'm sending back to people. So when I get back from that, then I will do one huge, I'm looking this way because the mountain of things I have to mail is that way. Postcards sending back, CDs will be sent out. The person who won the auction for the ornaments, that's going to be sent out. All of that will go out as soon as I get back from Miami. And then I'm home for a little while, and then I'm in San Francisco, and then I'm home for a little while, and I'm gone again, and I'm home for a little while, and then I'm filming an amazing thing on steampunk, which I'm so stoked to tell you guys about later. So yeah, we're still doing crazy things. Still a lot of crazy travel. If you're gonna be at PAX, please come say hello to me, and if you don't, I will be offended. I am traveling with my pink Sharpie marker, so come say hi to me so that I can draw a little heart on your hand, like a little stamp of love. But yeah, so it's gonna be exciting, and PAX, and games, and people, and so many awesome people are gonna be there, and I'm so excited. So yeah, it was a crazy week, and I don't know exactly how I'm functioning because I'm not sleeping very much because I'm like recording and editing, and then I'm home, and then like today I look like a scrub because I literally spring cleaned for like 8 solid hours today, just because I don't have the opportunity to have like days where I can do that. So it's been crazy. So thank you guys for hanging in there so much. I really appreciate it. And here's to no more travel problems, right? Waking up on time, no TSA. I feel like that's probably impossible, but we can hope for it, right? Yeah, we're gonna try. So thank you guys, as always, for watching. I can't wait to see you in game or at PAX. Come say hi to me. I'm gonna look like this. I'll have my rainbow hair for like 2 more weeks, and then rainbow hair is going away. Yeah. Okay, come say hi to me. I love your faces. I can't wait to see you in game soon or at PAX. And yeah, okay,